Hey y'all, welcome back to the Mace Family Homestead. Today we're back in the kitchen to make one of my favorite things, which is Southern style buttermilk biscuits. These biscuits are really tender and flaky, and it only requires 3 ingredients. But before we begin, I ask that you go ahead and subscribe to the video, hit the bell notification to be notified of when we post new videos, and give this video a thumbs up. It sure would help us out a lot. So let's go ahead and begin. Okay, for this recipe, we're only gonna need 3 things. We're gonna need our flour, which is one of the most important things is the lily white flour or white lily flour. White lily flour is milled from red winter wheat, which is low in protein and low in gluten, which is really, really important. And as you can see, we kind of stockpile this thing because we love to make biscuits and we freeze them and then we can bake them whenever we need to. The other thing we're gonna need is some good old buttermilk and frozen butter. This is really important. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna shave this butter down using our KitchenAid. And I just bought this attachment yesterday, so hopefully it works great. We're gonna mill the butter down into, just like you would shave your cheese. You're gonna cheese grate it down so that we can really incorporate it and get it throughout the flour. So let's do that first. Okay, now we got everything cleaned up. This is the real easy part. You wanna kind of move fast to make sure that the butter doesn't start to melt because we want it to really get incorporated. We did 3 sticks of butter, and for this recipe, you're gonna use a stick of butter, 2.5 cups of white lily flour, self-rising, and a cup of buttermilk. That's it. Now you can add other ingredients to here. Sometimes I add a little bit of garlic powder because it really enhances the flavor. So we're gonna make a triple batch. That is gonna be 7.5 cups of flour. So we got 2, 3. Okay, there's our 7.5 cups of flour. Move this out of the way. And now we're gonna add 3 cups of our buttermilk. We added everything up. I'm gonna grab a little bit of onion powder because again, I do like the flavor of it. And then we're gonna put this on the KitchenAid and allow this just to bring it all together, incorporate it. Not a lot. And like I said, for me personally, it just really enhances the flavor. I'm gonna put this on our KitchenAid. And if you don't have a KitchenAid, you can do this by your hand or by a spatula or whatever utensil you have that can really just make sure everything is cohesive and it comes together. Okay. It's all come together now. This is what we're looking for. We're gonna turn this out onto our countertop with a little bit of flour so it doesn't stick, and we're gonna start rolling this out into layers. While we're doing this, we're gonna preheat our oven to 425 degrees Fahrenheit. All right, we're ready to roll our dough. I am gonna put my gloves on because I don't want this to stick. Take a little bit of our flour. Dust the work surface here. And don't worry because don't worry about how much you're using, I should say, for the flour to dust the work surface because you're really gonna need it. This dough is really sticky and we kind of, as I said before, we kind of want to work fast with it because we want this to come together and the butter to stay unmelted. So I'm gonna shape this into just a rectangular form here. I'm gonna flour the top so it doesn't stick to my rolling pin. And now we're gonna start rolling. Got my handy dandy cutter. I'm gonna get it floured up a little bit. I'm gonna start at the edge and just start making our biscuits. And you can use anything you want. I've seen people use tuna cans to cut their dough after they've been washed out, of course. But you can do whatever you need. And on the cookie sheet, when you're putting these on, you're gonna want to close them up a little bit. You're gonna want them to be right by each other. It just helps them rise. And what I'll do is after all this is said and done with the dough, I'll reform the dough, roll it back out, and keep using it. Okay, our biscuits are ready to go in. All we gotta do is coat these with a little bit of butter, and we will be ready to go. And we'll cook these until they're golden brown, approximately about 15 minutes. Okay, I took the liberty of using the extras. These we're gonna freeze. We're gonna freeze them just the way they are. It's kind of like flash freezing. We're gonna put these in the freezers uncovered. And then once they're frozen into the hockey pucks, we'll take them out, bag them, put it 3 or 4 in a bag, a food saver bag. And then when we need them, we just take them out. I put them right on a cookie sheet, put the oven at 425 and cook them, and they rise up perfectly. All right, our buttermilk biscuits are out of the oven. They look really, really good. Now we're just gonna slap them a little bit more butter on them. And I'll break one open so that you can see the inside and see how many layers are just in these things. And I'm telling you, for me personally, the introduction of the garlic powder just gives it a little bit more flavor. Again, that's my personal preference. But now if you bake these and add something to it, tell me down in the comment section below. Let me know what you've added and let me know how it tasted. And if you made these, let me know how they came out. It's a really simple thing. You don't have to be an expert baker to make these. You just need to have the time. And with the whole quarantine thing coming back down, I think we're gonna have some time. So we'll grab this one. And as you can see, all of the layers that are in here. And as it breaks open, you can see more of the layers. Wow, so good. So again, if you make these, like the video, subscribe, and until next time, get to baking.